We're gonna do some stretching this morning. Let's start. We're actually gonna start. We're gonna do a little bit of a warm up before we start. I know. So then that way we're nice and loose and ready to go. Nothing crazy. Let's start. We're gonna start with hip hurdles, opening those hips. If you can hear, all of our hips are going crack, 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 crack. It's like a symphony over here. And then come out to in.
Sorry.
And then we're gonna come swing forward. Option to hold on to something if you need it. Keeping that core nice and tight. Switching sides. Woo. Arms and legs come wide. We come down and up. Stretch it out. Ooh. Come up through center, reach up and over. Other side, switch. And we're gonna reach up overhead, nice and tall. Keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching. And then we're going to come down forward fold. Hang here, let the back of your legs stretch out. It's okay if you cannot touch that floor. Maybe rock a little side to side. Stretch out that lower back. Stretch out the back of your legs. We're gonna roll up one time. Again, reaching up and over. Stretch it, stretch, stretch, stretch. Fold at your hips, come down one last time. Bring your feet wide, like you're about to do a sumo squat. You're gonna come down in between those legs. And that nice low, low squat. Rock side to side. Shake it out, warm it up. And then we are going to come, bring your hands on the ground, walk it out to all fours. Here, we're gonna do some cat-cows. I know, it's like very warm in here.
No, it's just I don't want to get sweaty. So I want to go to the food store.
I'm already pretty sweaty. Just in general, I'm just a sweaty person.
Yes, you are. Your father's daughter.
Great. And then coming back into that child's pose, come forward, rock your hips, open your chest, and back. Forward and back. I know that is so annoying, I'm so sorry. And it's like, not like you can, Wake it up, stretch it out. Coming back through all fours. We're gonna bring your toes together, knees wide. We're gonna sit back in that child's pose. Now we're really just gonna get into that stretching. Push your chest down towards the floor, open up that shoulder, stretch out those hips. Hang here. We will start and end in child's pose. So we'll come forward through, coming up into that upward facing dog, opening up that chest.
How do you do that
pushing.
when your legs are wide like that?
What do you mean?
When your legs are so wide,
So
it's awkward to come through.
Well, you come forward, you move your legs.
Okay. Wasn't that easy?
Coming forward, opening up your chest, tucking your toes, moving from your hips, lifting up and back into downward facing dog, walking those heels out. Opening up the back of your calves, the back of your legs. You're gonna look forward. You're gonna walk up to that forward fold once again. We're gonna roll it up. You're gonna plant that left foot. You're gonna bring your right foot back behind you. Your knees should be level. You're holding here. Switching sides, bringing that right foot down, that left leg comes in towards your glute. Again, make sure your knees are level. And bring your feet down. You're gonna plant that left foot. Your heel is gonna come forward onto the mat. So your legs are gonna be a little staggered. You're gonna bend that left leg and reach for your ankle, your toes, really stretching out the back of that calf, stretching out your hamstrings.
It's my super tight leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, my right leg is too.
We're gonna add a little bit of a dynamic movement here, and then we'll come back. So you're gonna reach towards your toes, you're gonna come up, you're gonna stand up and come back down, kind of in a sweeping motion. Just adding a little bit of dynamic movement here. Really getting into those tight areas of that hamstring, of that calf. We're gonna go 2 more times. 1, 2. And then come down and hold one for a few more seconds. It's okay if you don't reach your toes. Just let your hands fall where they may. If you can, great. If not, no worries. We're gonna roll it up and switch sides. Planting that right foot. I should have just stayed here. Planting that right foot, that left heel comes forward. Bending your knee a little bit, reaching towards that ankle, those toes. We're gonna hold here. We're gonna add some dynamic movement in here. So reaching through, swooping up, coming back down. Really just making sure that you're sitting back into your heels. Stretching out the back of that leg. We're here 2 more times. Come down and hold. Roll it up. Come all the way up, reaching overhead, really stretching out. Legs are gonna come wide. We are going to sit down. We're going to stretch, coming into a side lunge, but more of a stretch. So sitting down, coming down through that low squat, you're going to shift towards that right side. So your heel of that right foot is going to come up, and you're going to be on the heel of that left foot. Just going to hang here, opening up the inner thighs. Option to come a little bit lower. Dummy. Hang here. And then we will switch, coming through center. Rotate, that other side comes out, stretching out the inner thighs, the back of this leg.
So should you be framing your leg or on the inside?
Wherever you can get the most stability. So this is more stable. It's a little less stable, but it stretches a little bit deeper. You can also come lower to the ground to get a little bit better of a stretch in here. If you don't, it's okay if you can't come down. Like I can come down all the way, but I can come a little bit further. You can get a little bit further than me. And then we're gonna come through center again and sit on our butts. Legs come out long. We're gonna do some twists, stretching out the back. So reaching up and over, we're gonna twist to the right. Your left hand comes out to the left side of your thigh. You twist, you look over that shoulder. Coming back through center. Reaching up, stretching, stretching, stretching. We twist other side, look over that shoulder. Right hand outside of the left thigh. And we're gonna come up, reaching up and over, moving from your hips. You're gonna bend over forward, reaching towards your toes. Stretching the outside of your legs. It's okay if you cannot reach your toes, just let your hands fall where they may. Make sure your shoulders and your shoulder blades are pushing down the back. They're not hunched up by your ears. Folding from your hips. Just hang here, let your spine stretch, feel that in the back of your legs. And roll it up. We're gonna bring that right leg up towards your chest. You're gonna put it over on the other side of your left knee. Again, reaching up, stretching, stretching, and then twist. That left hand comes to the side of that right leg. We look over that right shoulder. You twist. You should feel this in your right glute, also in your spine. Coming back through center. That right leg goes long. That left leg comes up. Over to the other side of that right knee. You reach up, stretch, 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 and twist. The right arm comes to the outside of the left leg. Look over that left shoulder. Breathe. Coming back through center. Legs come long. We're gonna come up. We're gonna fold one more time. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Move from your hips. Come and reach down. Again, let your hands fall where they may. Shoulders, ears. Shoulders away from your ears. Breathe.
Oh, went too far.
Oh. Roll it up. We're gonna bring our feet together, our legs into our butts. Your elbows come outside of your shins. So make sure your chest is up, your shoulders down away from your ears, and you're pushing your chest forward. We're going to lean towards our toes, moving from that hip, leading with the chest, coming forward, really stretching out the inner thighs.
I feel like here.
That's okay.
Getting your hippie dips.
Yeah, you can also, this also can be a hip on the outside of your hips as well, depending on how tight you are, how tight your inner thighs are, how tight your outer hip is. If you need a little bit of help here, bring your feet a little bit wider, away from your pelvis. It'll just give you a little bit extra room. This can be very tight. Release. You're gonna keep your right leg in. You're gonna bring your left leg long. You're gonna come reaching up and over and moving from your hips, reach towards that left side. Again, let your hands fall where they may, shoulders down away from your ears, bringing your chest to your knee. You should feel this in the back of your left leg and a little bit in the back of your right, your right back, the right side of your back. Hang here, breathe. And roll it up vertebrae by vertebrae. Your left leg comes in, your right leg goes long. Reach up, stretch up like you're coming out of your seat. Moving from your hips, lean over to that right side. Let your hands fall where they may. Again, shoulders down, away from those ears. Rolling up. Bring both legs in. We're gonna flip to our knees. So, we're gonna sit back. Option to stay up like this. We're sitting back. We're gonna work on our arms. We're gonna work on our chest a little bit. We're gonna work on opening our chest a little bit. So start, we're gonna shake it out. Again, you can stay down on your butt. We're gonna shake it out a little bit. We're going to start, right arm comes forward across your chest, left arm hangs. Stay looking straight forward. Look to the right. Looking to the left. Coming back through center. You're gonna put your right ear over your right shoulder. And then your left ear over your left shoulder. Stretching out that neck. Release, let it go. Bring your left arm up in front, your right arm over. We're looking to the center, look straight ahead of you. Bring your shoulder blades down away from down your back, your shoulders away from your ears. We're gonna look over that left side. This is my tighter side, so I feel this a little bit more than I did on my right, but that's okay. Look over that right shoulder, stretch out that neck. Coming back through center. Left ear over your left shoulder. Right ear over your right shoulder. Ooh, yep, that's where it's tight. Yep, there it is. Release and let it go. We're gonna swing our arms. Our right arm comes up. We grab our elbow.
Hit my crown.
With yep. Just grab your elbow. Yep, whatever. You should feel this in your tricep. Should be a nice release there. Make sure you're not squeezing your butt. Make sure your core is nice and tight to protect that lower back. And release. Into that other side. Again, you're not thrusting your pelvis forward. You're not arching that lower back. Your core is tight. You're keeping it just straight up and down. I caught myself doing that.
Am I doing that?
Nope. Release. Let it go. We're going to swing our arms back, clasp your hands. Option to grab your wrist. We're just going to pull away, opening up that chest, rolling those shoulders back behind you. We're just going to hold. Make sure your shoulders are down away from your ears. Core is nice and tight. Your back is not arched. We're just level here. You're going to let go. You're going to stay up on your knees. You're going to walk it out. Your butt is going to stick up in the air, but you're going to bring your chest towards the ground. Yeah. Sitting back into your glutes, into your knees. Your chest opens, your chest comes down to the ground. Yeah. A little bit of an interesting posture, but feels really good on your armpits, really good for your shoulders, really good for your chest. Again, it's okay if you cannot come all the way down, come as far down as you can. Walking up, coming up to your hands, walking out of that pose. We're coming into our tabletop. Give me a few cat-cows. Check in with your spine. How you feeling? Nice slow movements. We're going to come to that flat back. We're going to lift that right arm up and over, opening up that chest. My back just cracked. And we're going to come thread it through the other side. Bring your right shoulder to the ground. Again, really driving those shoulder blades away from your ears. Coming back through center. Lift up and over one more time. Stretching, opening up that chest, stretching that back, giving that nice twist. Come down through tabletop position. On that left side, we reach up. We look up towards that left side. Shoulder blades down away from your ears. And we come through the middle. Your left shoulder on the ground. Breathe. Going back through. Center. We're going to do that puppy posture one more time.
Didn't lift up again.
Oh, we didn't lift up again. Lift up again. Other side. Sorry. Coming back down. I'm going to come into that puppy posture one more time. So leaving your butt in the air, walk your chest towards the ground. Opening up that chest. Letting your arms stretch, shaking out those shoulders. Breathe. From here, we're going to walk back up. So come back up to your hands. Slowly come back up to your knees. We're going to bring our legs as wide as our yoga mat. Your toes are in line with your knees. Your legs are straight back, but your legs are wide. Your legs are straight back in line with your knees. Toes pointed. We're going to walk our butt back and come down to our forearms in this little frog posture. So your butt is reaching back towards the ground. You should feel this in your inner thighs, inner hips, your pelvis. Really opening up those hips from the inside. Option, then come out. If it's rough on your knee,
Just don't go that far.
if it's rough on your knee, just come up a little bit, like more on that tabletop. You'll still get that inner thigh stretch, but you're not going to be as rough on your knee. You're also going to bring your chest down as much as you can. It's okay if you're not getting very far. Just add a little added. Breathe. This is very tight for me, so if it's tight for you, it's okay to come a little bit out of that. We're going to slowly come back up to tabletop. Whew. Bring your hips forward, legs straight back. Open up that chest, upward facing dog. Stretch out the chest, stretching out the the upper hips. I don't know. Opening up that chest. Charlie gets it. Coming back and through tabletop, come all the way back through. Flip to your butts again. We're gonna roll down to our backs. Nice. Legs come long. Reach up overhead. Reach.
I don't want to put my hands under the couch.
And you're going to bring your knees into your chest. Hug your nose to your knee. And release. Your knees are going to come, your feet are going to come to the floor. Your knees are going to come as wide as your yoga mat if you're laying on one, a little bit wider than hip distance. We're going to rock our knees side to side. Little dynamic stretch before we get into some of these supine twists. Coming through center, you're going to bring that left leg long, that right leg into your chest. And you're going to twist to the left side, opening up with that right arm. Look over that right shoulder. You'll feel it on the outside of your glute and then the outside of your right leg. Also twist on your back. Make sure that your shoulder blades are both touching the ground. If they're not, come a little bit out of that so they can. It's okay. Coming back through center, hug that right knee in. Hug that left knee in, bring your nose to your knee. Right leg comes long. Left leg comes over, open up to that left side. It's okay, your hands are freezing. It's okay if your foot does not touch the ground. My foot touches on the right, does not touch on the left. You'll feel this in that right and that left side. I, again, am more tight here. Coming back through center, you're gonna hug that left knee in. Hug that right knee in, bring your nose to your knee. Bring your knees 90 degrees. We're gonna fold to the right, make sure your knees stay stacked on top of each other. Both your shoulder blades are down. You're gonna open your arms up. You're gonna bring your left arm up and over to your right. and open.
I went the wrong way anyway.
It's okay. A little bit of a dynamic movement here. Keep opening and closing that chest. Obviously, your right shoulder is going to come off of the ground. I mean, your left shoulder is going to come off of the ground. We're going to go one more time. Close and open. Bring your knees back through center. Readjust if you need. Bringing that to the left side. Bring your right arm up and over. Open and close that chest. Also, you can touch the boob of the person sitting next to you. That's okay too, I guess.
It's your choice.
It's your choice. It's your stretching journey. Oh, we're gonna open and close 2 more times. And then bring your legs back through center. Hug those knees into the chest. If you can, roll up, give your back. Yep. A nice little massage come through. We're gonna swing our legs back behind us, coming into that tabletop position once again. Legs are gonna come back. We're gonna lift up into a plank position. I'm gonna have you hike your hips back into that downward facing dog. Walk it out just a little bit. And then come back through that plank. Bring that right leg up on the other side of your right hand and lower that back knee. And back my yoga mat up just a little bit just so you can get a better view. You're gonna come up, again, really focused on that chest. You do not have to come off your hands here, but really just making that motion to open that chest. Now we're going to come down on our hands if you can, down to your forearms. Really, your foot may rock to the outer edge of that foot, and that's okay. If that is too far, just stay up. Just bring your chest towards that ground. Should really feel this in your inner thigh, a little bit on that that left hip, the front of your left hip. If you are down on your forearms, walk up to your hands. Make sure your foot is firmly on that ground. You're gonna bring your hands up to your knees, a little bit on the top of your thigh, not directly on your knee. And just lean forward. Stretch out, open that other side, opening up the side, opening up both the left and the right. And then we're gonna push back, straightening out that front leg, and bring your hands down. Option to flex your foot or point your foot. This is feeling really good on the top of my foot, so I'm gonna keep it flexed. I'm gonna keep it pointed, but option to flex here to get a little bit more into that hamstring, a little bit more into the back of that right leg.
So one of the problems that I have is I tend to shift my weight. I'm not supposed to do that.
If you find yourself shifting into your left side, like I also am doing, adjust your knee a little bit wider. And really just sit back. Don't sit back as far into that hip. So you want to kind of come forward just a little bit more. We're going to rock back forward into that lunge position. Make sure your hands are planted firmly on the ground. Coming back, lifting that knee, coming back through plank. We're going to do it on the other side. So bring that left leg forward. Drop that right knee. Again, lifting from that chest. You're leading, all these are leading from your chest. You can option to come up off of that, off of your hands, opening with that chest. Option to stay down here. If that feels a little bit better for you. Bring your hands to the ground. Option to come down onto your forearms. I can only come down on my right side, so it's okay if you can't come down. I come down to my right and I plant my left hand. Again, still leading with that chest, keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. If you can come to both, great. I cannot. If you just come on both hands, you just bring your chest down, that's fine too. Breathe. We're gonna walk up to our hands. Again, make sure that foot is planted firmly on the ground. Bring your hands to your knees. Again, really make sure you're focusing on opening that chest up. Push forward, stretch out your hips. Now we're gonna rock backwards. Again, if you need to adjust, now would be a great time to move that right knee out a little bit further. Toe pointed or flexed. Again, this is gonna, flexing your foot is gonna get a little bit more into your hamstring, a little bit more into the back of the leg, but really make sure that those hips are level. If that's a little bit too much, just come a little bit higher. Option to point that foot. Roll forward. One last time, coming back into that plank position. We're gonna come into pigeon and then we're gonna hit our last child's pose. So bringing that right leg forward to meet up through that left wrist. Make sure your foot is flexed. It's okay if it's a little bit further back, but just make sure that foot is flexed, not pointed. Your right leg comes down, your left leg behind you, your toes are pointed directly behind that hip. We are gonna come up, we're gonna open our chest, option to bring your arms behind you, pinching those shoulder blades back, and then dive forward. Again, option to come on your hands, bringing your chest down to the floor. Option to come to your forearms. Option to come all the way down to your chest. Really feel that in your outer right hip. If you feel any knee pain, come out immediately. Breathe. Make sure your hips stay level. So you don't want to be leaning into the left or the right too much. You want them to just be equal, level. If you're having a hard time with this, don't come down as far. Again, come a little bit out so your hips stay level. You got a good stretch. If you're down on your forearms, walk up to your hands. Just stop here, hang here. You're gonna reach behind you. You're gonna grab your left heel, your left foot, and pull that foot back into your glute. Pull as far as you can. Again, making sure those hips stay level. You're gonna feel this in the front of your left leg. Make sure those hips are staying level. Release. Bring your hand back. We're gonna come back through plank. Whew. Yeah. And bring your left foot forward. Again, making sure that left foot is flexed. Your right leg is directly behind you with pointed toes. This is my tighter side, so it's gonna look a little bit different than my right. We're gonna come up, opening up that chest again. Look towards the sky. And folding forward. Again, this is my tighter side. I have to make sure that my hips are staying level. It's a lot harder for me. So I'm not gonna come as far down because I'm just gonna focus on making sure those hips are staying level. Option to come all the way down to your chest. Again, any knee pain, come out of this immediately. Breathe. Should feel this on the outside of your left leg, your left glute. Breathe. If you're down on your forearms, you're gonna be here for, I'm miscounted. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're down on your forearms, walk up to your hands. You're gonna stay here for just a moment. Reach back, grab that right foot, bring that right foot in towards your glutes. Make sure your hips are staying level, and it's really easy to twist to feel a little bit of relief, but really make sure those hips are level. If this is a little too difficult, let your leg come out. It's okay if you can't reach it, just pull it towards. We're gonna release, we're gonna come back into plank. You're gonna lower down to your stomach, hands on the ground. We're gonna lift our chest up from that upward facing dog. We're going to lead with our hips coming back into that child's pose. Hang here. Breathe. Option to bring your toes together, widen your hips if that's a little bit easier, or option to just keep your feet straight. I like to touch my toes. I like my legs to come wide. Bring your chest to the ground. Breathe. Option to hang here for as long as you would like, all day, whatever. But that is all I got for you. I hope that you feel nice and stretched. I hope you feel recovered and great. I don't know.
I love you guys back.
Thanks so much.